city's North Shore. This is Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Today, a good one in store here. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, to get this one going. And we're off from Acrisure. Johnson with a return here. And in the end, Brock, a pretty exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. They're led out by one of the game's most tenured veterans and most decorated quarterbacks of all time, Aaron Rodgers.
I think it's safe to say, Kate, Aaron Rodgers may be one of the most polarizing figures in the NFL, but there is nobody that will question his ability to spin a football different than everybody else. Just ask his receivers, tight ends, running backs, anybody that's ever played with him. He elevates their game, and he often elevates his own game to an MVP kind of level.
And he's charged towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. They'll go again with Warren. Escapes the defender. Cuts it to the right sideline. And he's taken down, but he's got it to the 29. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course. But you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
From the gun, a give to Gainwell. And they're going to be humbled here on 1st down. Going to wind up losing yards on this play. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL. But it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock him behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Now they're looking to throw with Rodgers. Finds him on the slant. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? 3rd and long. They're going to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
The Steelers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10. Warren running between the tackles. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
1st down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, here's Rodgers. Brought in. And he's stopped as we get closer to our first points of this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Drive has kind of seemed destined for the end zone, partner. First of a few chances now to reach it. Trying an inside give to Ward. And he's in for the touchdown. The Steelers finish up an excellent opening series. So a very run-heavy approach to this one thus far. Hard to argue with the results as they start out with a touchdown, Brock.
Yep, even in a passing league, Kate, it's how a lot of teams like to start, right? Everybody loves to think of winning the line of scrimmage. Why? Well, it sets up play action. It makes your protections a little bit easier. Win the line of scrimmage in this league, you have to win the game.
Chris Boswell for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Steelers will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Steelers 7, Falcons nothing.
Now Boswell on to send this away. On the return, here's D. Alford. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. So here are the Falcons out on offense for their first drive. And leading them out is a master at overcoming adversity before and after being drafted 8th overall in 2024. Out of your alma mater, Washington, it's Michael Penix Jr.
One of the big advantages of Michael Penix coming into the league is it wasn't storybook in college. In fact, he got beat up in Bloomington. Everybody remembers the end at Washington, the runner-up for the Heisman, the national title game. But he took a beating. Injuries derailed many of his years back at Indiana. And I think because of that background, because of all the kids built through that adversity, he's more than ready for everything that comes his way in the NFL.
And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. Now about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
And he's going to have this one down to the 37. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Falcon first down.
I call that a table setter right there. Table setter for yourself as a team in that huddle, gaining confidence on the ground, and you know that's going to set the table for some great play action pass to come.
Penix now on first down. Right side reeled in by Pitts. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window. Available to you on second down. That playbook wide open.
2nd and 3 now. To the air with Penix. Short pass brought in. And he's able to take this one down at the 25. Give him 5 on the play. And that is good enough for Atlanta first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Offense is set. 1st and 10. They're going play fake with Penix. Complete out to the right. Small gain down to the 23. Stopped by the perennial All-Pro and Defensive Player of the Year contender. That's T.J. Watt.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Again, Penix to the air. Complete. It's Bijan Robinson. And he's stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Seventh play of the drive. They've been moving it well. This is 3rd and 6. Penix is going to throw again. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Zane Gonzalez on to attempt this field goal. This one from an even 40 yards out. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
They were able to answer a score with a score. Maybe not to tie the game, but to certainly turn some of the momentum.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Johnson now on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense for their second drive of the game. They were able to say mission accomplished on their last series, finding that end zone, but the work, well, it starts all over again right now.
And you know this, Kate, from our years together of doing this. I'm a firm believer of call it till they stop it. It doesn't mean you have to innovate right away. Call the same plays until they stop them, because they proved last drive they couldn't.
The Pittsburgh offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Back to the line they come, 2nd down. Off the play fake, here's Rodgers. Oh, someone stepped in, it's intercepted! And the Falcons will be set up great after a terrific return down inside the 15.
I've not yet in my lifetime come across a defender who hasn't told me how great an offensive player they were back in the day. Oh, you should have seen me as a running back or wide receiver. Well, right there, that defender showed some of that background. A brilliant job of getting into the open field and setting his offense up for success.
Onto the field comes the Atlanta offense for the 2nd time. And that interception has set them up beautifully inside the red zone. Falcons getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Robinson. Maybe he'll be stopped after just about a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Can lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
At the Steelers' 12-yard line.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. On the shotgun, Penix. And the steel curtain just too much. He's taken down. And the sack forces a now tougher 3rd down.
Kate, that was so good, really, on 2 levels there defensively. Number one, with an athletic quarterback, you've got to keep him in the pocket. They did. And then more importantly, and in this case, you got to finish him. Job well done.
So a really tough spot here. This is 3rd and a country mile. Here he goes, 3rd and long. He had it for a moment, but a Quick defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
Zane Gonzalez on to attempt this field goal. From the right hash, this is going to be a 41-yarder. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Johnson with a return here. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. And coming off the interception, a good chance to reestablish some momentum as they get set. All right, Steelers to the line now. 1st and 10. On play action, here's Rodgers. Gets it downfield, on target to Metcalf. And in a blink, they are off to midfield before somebody manages to stop him. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
First down.
Double coverage, deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
He's still going at the 30. He gets this all the way to the 25 before they stop him. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And the Steelers have a first down.
That's just awesome, Kate. A little bit of multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, as I always say, is you got to catch it first. But out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of yak on top of it.
On first down, Warren. Keeps away from one. There it is! Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers take a 7-point lead in the first.
That's just simply the difference-making edge that these elite running backs bring to you. A lot of backs can get you 10 yards, 20 yards. But the elite backs, they can take it to the house.
Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Steelers grow their lead to 8.
Steelers 14, Falcons 6.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Here's Carter on the return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Falcons ready for their next possession. And last drive left them in a little bit of limbo, Brock. They were happy to leave with points, obviously, but not happy that they had to settle for a field goal instead of a touchdown.
Coaches love to say, on offense, let every drive end in a kick. The bronze medal's a punt, silver medal's a field goal, and now they're going to be striving for that PAT, the gold medal.
New set of downs for them from the 31. On first down, here's Penix. Ooh, that one's nearly intercepted. The defense read that one perfectly. A poor choice to make that throw. Second down coming up.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
Almost a very quick drive, but the drop kick gives him new life. This is second down. Penix here from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the first.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Third and a lone yard coming up. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Pass complete to Robinson. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Gain of 9 yards on the play. And that's a Falcon first down.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed. Enough to keep this drive moving.
1st and 10, around to Robinson. Winning there full steam ahead, but he ran out of steam pretty quickly. No gain on that one.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this. It's over. Over.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Penix working from the gun. Pass is caught. That's Darnell Mooney. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Penix throwing, 3rd and 2. Oh, he's got to run for it. A strike for 23 yards. And that is good enough for Atlanta first down.
It's a gain of 23 yards. And the Falcons first down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Shotgun snap, a get to Robinson. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Throwing for the pistol, Penix. Nose caught. And it's another first down on his drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
These QBs make it look easy, but that requires such a large amount of body control when you throw it on the move. You got to be able to get the same accuracy you would if your feet are set. Sure takes a lot of repetition to make it look easy.
Here's Robinson. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Guessing everybody in the huddle on the sidelines sure wanted a little bit more from that run, but you didn't go backwards. Still in a great spot, and can't wait to see what they do here on 2nd and goal.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Penix. And cut in the end zone for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons slice the lead down to a couple. Drake London with the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yeah.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Zane Gonzalez on for the point after try. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Falcons could have gone for 2 in the tie, but they choose to trail by 1.
Falcons 13.
To kick it away, here's Pinion. Kenneth Gainwell now to return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Steelers and Jaylen Warren headed back out there offensively. And that front is really going to need to buckle down and provide some more opposition because he's gotten off to an excellent start here. First call here coming from the shotgun. Now a shotgun handoff to Gainwell. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Behind Diablo there on the tackle.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3-and-out.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Rodgers from the gun. Catch made by Austin. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
The Falcons go a nickel, 3rd down. Working out of the gun. Here's Rodgers. That one nabbed by Warren. There he goes again. He's all the way home. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers take a 7-point lead in the first.
I think he'll take his highlights however. He can get him on a handoff, pin off a pass. It really doesn't matter. The important thing is he gets the ball. He gets the touch. He can do his damage big time.
Boswell to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Steelers grow their lead to 8.
21. Falcons 13.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Here's Carter on the return. This makes it up to the 25. Onto the field runs the Atlanta offense. They have been automatic scoring in this quarter, and yet another opportunity to do so here. All right, going empty as they come to the line. It's 1st and 10. Starting this drive with a design run. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. They gain 11 on that play. And that's a Falcon 1st down.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know you can set the table for more.
They've got 1st down here from the 36. Play action. Here's Penix. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he he is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that is good enough for Atlanta. First down.
First down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Going right side, Robinson with it. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop him behind the line.
The tackle made back at his 48-yard line.
So we're through one. 21-13 our score. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. Back for our second quarter. It's Falcons football. They have second and pretty long here. Here's Penix to throw. Hauled in by Mooney, left side. A solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out. Third and 4 coming up now. Working now from the gun. He's going to run for it. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Falcon first down.
A gain of 12 yards. That's another Falcons first down. First and 10.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense. You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. The quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
After the incompletion, still at that 31-yard line, second and 10. They go play action. Here's Penix. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. He's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25.
That wasn't going anywhere else on that play. It's one of the ones called specifically for the tight end because they know he's able to get a good release off that play action, and then he gets himself in space to do some damage.
This is going to be play number 8 of this drive as they set up for 3rd and 5. Gets this one to London. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
And the Falcons first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Robinson on the inside give. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
12 more yards.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want in the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Robinson crosses the goal line. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. Gonzalez now for the extra point. And he hits the extra point. A little surprised they wouldn't go for two in the tie, but at least he made it. So the lead falls to a single point. Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. On the return, here's Gainwell. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Steelers and Jalen Warren headed back out there offensively. And with each team coming off a touchdown and scoring well early on, we've got the makings of a barn burner here, Brock, if they can keep this up.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, as an offense, it doesn't mean you over-try, but you just know, hey, man, our defense having a hard time slowing them down, and we've got to step on that accelerator.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Rodgers. Completed over the middle. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. To throw is Rodgers. That'll be caught by Adam Thielen. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
All right, looks like they're going to try to power this across. Goal line formation on 3rd and inches. They sneak it with Rodgers. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Just a single yard, but that's going to be enough to move the chains.
Kate, is there a simpler play in football that's come to life more than the QB sneak? We see all different varieties now, but it has become so darn effective. And when you got a tough QB that wants to put it on his shoulders, you sign up for it.
They run with Warren. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
It'll be this group's job, watching the film, to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
On 2nd down, Warren. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker, and that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Now Rodgers on his 3rd and short. He'll have the 1st down and even more. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, partner, from the 45. Now here's Rodgers. It's a screen play to Warren. And this is going to go as a gain of about 3 before he's met and escorted out.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
To throw, Rodgers. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. And that brings up 3rd down.
That's a throw at this level. So much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. Got to be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
Quite the drive they're putting together here, partner. This is the 9th play of it as they get set for 3rd and 6. They'll throw, 3rd and long. That's caught for the 1st. He's going to get this down inside the 30 before he's driven out. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And a fresh set of downs for Pittsburgh.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. The rookie from Notre Dame able to take him down.
Brings up second and a yard at the Falcons' 20-yard line.
Just a yard left to go on second down. A give here to Warren. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Pick up a 5 on that play. And the Steelers have a first down.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
To the air on first down. Rodgers. And he just hits this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
Now it's second and 10 now. Rodgers brings it in. So a solid gain there, Brock, but still third down and short that they've got to figure out now as they pick up 9 on that previous play.
Third down.
Got to keep this one and go. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a first and goal.
That's another Steelers first down. First and goal.
That's more than a must-get for a quarterback. I really put that in the always-get territory. Even if the defense knows what's coming, you got to be able to drive forward for at least a couple inches.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And they keep him out of the end zone. Can't even get beyond the line. Touchdown denied.
Well, you could see he gets the ball and he sees a defender waiting for him right on the edge. And at that point, dead on arrival. A good effort on his part to at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
Ball still at the 3 as they get set for second and goal. Here's Rodgers. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers grow the lead to 7. So this solid first half continues from they're into the end zone to extend their advantage.
And I think if you're a head coach here, Kate, you've got to be very happy with the effort so far. They've come out strong. They've been the ones dictating the tempo, and as a result, they add to the scoreboard.
Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Steelers grow their lead to 8.
Falcons 20.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Here's Carter on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Falcons, running back John Robinson, getting set to begin another drive. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you got to imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Atlanta about ready to go now. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. Oh, he drops a cut to the right sideline. And this great effort winds up getting him well into enemy territory before he's brought down. 35 on the pickup. And that is good enough for an Atlanta 1st down.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Mooney downfield, and he has it. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Falcons, 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. They'll run the draw with Robinson. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
And better luck next time for you. I feel for those running backs because that blitz was drawn up to hit him right in the mouth.
1st down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Another carry for Robinson. Excellent play defensively as they get to him behind the line. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Kate, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
Defender is there. He knocks it away, and that's going to force 4th down.
We see this all the time. The number one thing you see NFL defenses do to try to force that 4th down, gets down coverage. Put your cover guys on the field. Let the boys up front cut it loose with pressure, and let the cover guys go shut it down.
For the 3rd time today, we see them setting up for a field goal. From the right hash, this is going to be a 41-yarder. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And that gets them back within 5.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range, and he's delivering.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Johnson now on the return. He's stopped on the run back at the 27. The Steelers and Aaron Rodgers headed back out on offense. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. Pittsburgh offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Rodgers off the play action. It's caught. That's Thielen. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Throwing from the gun here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, he already has himself 1 interception in his game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse, kind of sprinkle into your passing game, because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when 1 pick becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, and on and on.
Rodgers going to throw here, 3rd down. Austin makes the grab downfield. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
First down from the 42. Throwing again, Rodgers. We've got a screen to the running back. Down the sideline inside the 30. And he'll finally be taken down at the 25. That play good for 17 and a first down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. So long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
From the gun, a give to Gainwell. Give him 5 on that play as he gets him inside the red zone.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
First down run gets him 6, so now it is 2nd and 4. Looking out of the gun, here's Rodgers. He takes it himself, and he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Rodgers from the gun. And that's a Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers hold an 11-point advantage. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Boswell to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers push the lead up to 12.
Steelers 35, Falcons 23.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Here's Carter on the return. And decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. The Falcons, and running back Bijan Robinson, getting set to begin another drive. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Falcons getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10. Play action. Here's Penix. It is Cup left side. This gets forward to around the 29. Play brought to an end by Jalen Ramsey.
There's no question, Kate, that the big plays down the seam or big tight ends a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches right there. The short yardage, it gets good coverage, contested catches that really make tight ends a locker room favorite.
On 2nd down, Robinson. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain, so Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
I'm going to guess at some point, whether it's in the huddle or over there on the bench on the sidelines after this drive, QB's going to go apologize to that running back. He just ran him into one heck of a negative play.
3rd down, line to gain 9 yards out. Here he goes, 3rd and long. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them, trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, Because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
And he gets his offense in better field position here to start. Up close to the 30. The Steelers and Jalen Warren headed back out there offensively. And they've gone to him as a receiver to complement his presence in the backfield, Brock, to some good early results. All right, Steelers to the line now. 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Warren. Still working past the 40. Down the sideline inside the 30. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers make it a 3-possession game.
And we hear week after week how hard it is to run the football at the NFL level, and it is. But this guy today is making it look easy, and they rarely do that from the running back position.
Boswell to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Steelers go up by 19.
Steelers 42, Falcons 23. Boswell to kick
now
off
Boswell on to send this away. Alford now to return it. He's brought down to end that run back, and we have reached our 2-minute warning. Now, Brock, a lot of scoring so far as we have reached our 2-minute warning. More from Acrisure Stadium in just a moment. About ready to go now. 1st and 10. Drive start to the quick throw left, complete. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
Oh, man, these are the kind of plays you can't wait to get on film and watch the next day. Look at the fellow pass catchers. Look at the guys getting out in front, helping on that screen pass. Get your player in space, your buddies do the rest around you, and a big play follows.
Penix here from the gun. Fits it through the middle. And he's going to take this down to the 31 before he gets taken down. They get 35 out of that play. And that's a Falcon 1st down.
Falcons 1st down. It's a gain of 35. 1st down, Falcons.
Just about every offense since the beginning of time, since the forward pass, Kate, has loved a tight end that can stretch the middle of the field. Now, I remember as a kid watching Kellen Winslow Sr. dice up right here between the hashes, and what a difference it can make for an offense.
1st and 10, around to Robinson. And the stop comes at the 15-yard line as he gets them into the red zone. A gain of 15 there, and that is good enough for Atlanta. 1st down.
Danger, Kate. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Hits him on the out route. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there. 5 still to go here. This is 2nd down.
Penix looking to run with it. And the stop is made 3 yards from the end zone. It's going to be first and goal. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be its second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Four downs to get this across. Here's first and goal. Penix looking to run with it. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. Second and goal coming up. Well, I don't expect that loss to keep him from utilizing the option at all moving forward, Brock, but I do expect it to keep him from leaning on it too heavily.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. It's too valuable a piece of their game plan. You want to make that defense defend it, but they did it a whole lot better that time.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. Very short kick here from the right half. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And they get a smidgen closer as it's down to 16.
Hey, we've all learned enough to look at the numbers through the years and know how important points are going into halftime and coming out of halftime. They accomplished the first task. Now they get a chance to begin the second half of the ball as well.
So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half or if we get a play from scrimmage as this one's away. So it's a touchback on the kickoff, and we're going to get one final snap here in the half.
10 at their own 35-yard line.
One last play before the break. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground and start this one off. And they're going to bring him down just moments before he's able to break it across midfield. So entering the locker room, got ourselves a 2-score game. It's time to hear from Scott Hansen. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the studios in the Creative Village here in Orlando. Scott Hansen with you, and you know, we've seen some scoring so far. Both teams getting into the end zone, both teams thinking they could pull out the win in the second half. Who's it going to be? Let's find out. Back out to the stadium and our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
As always, big thanks to our guy Scott Hansen and everyone down in Orlando. We're back looking at a 2-score game here, Brock, as our third quarter gets underway. Now Boswell on to send this away. Alford now to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. Out comes the Atlanta offense for the debut possession of the second half. And some opening drive points would be invaluable, Brock, trailing by 2 scores as they leave that locker room. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Starting the half with Robinson. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
That is simply a stay on schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, Penix. He's going to tuck it and run. Penix gives himself up after picking up that first down.
A gain of 12 yards.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide in practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on it.
Penix on first down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That throw was looking for Kyle Pitts. So it's second down coming up. Well, he found the route he wanted pretty quickly, Brock, but maybe, I don't know, he telegraphed who he wanted a little too much because that defender sure got there just as the ball arrived to force it loose.
Yeah, this is one of those tough moments as an analyst, right? Because you're right, offensively didn't get the job done, but I'm going to give a gold star to the defense. Anytime you make contact and you disrupt that pass, that's a job well done defensively. That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
Third down, it's Penix. That one's caught by Mooney. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And that's a Falcon first down.
First down. First and 10.
And that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and two guys can't stop one.
A handoff for Robinson, running right. He's out in the clear. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. They get 23 on that one, and that is good enough for Atlanta first down.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, well, the best of them take advantage of it.
Going to the ground again on first. Down the left sideline he goes. And it's close, but he's not going to score. Out of bounds right at the goal line, Brock. It's going to be first and goal.
I just love that so much, Kate. Yeah, they trailed at the break, but that doesn't deter you from running the ball. And results like that will more than likely have them lean into the run game.
They go heavy on this first and goal. Three tight ends in the formation. Going power with the big tight end. The charge into traffic, but the line doesn't budge. They stall him out short.
Oh, so aggravatingly close to a safety on that one right there, Kate. Just a matter of a foot, and they could have had some points on the board defensively.
Let's see what they want to do here. It's second and inches. Penix working from the gun. And cut in the end zone for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Drake London with the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Here's Penix and the Falcons. They're looking to tack on two more.
The Falcons will line up for the two-point conversion.
All right, they're going to throw for it. And he gets into the end zone. That is exactly why they went for two right there, Brock. It's back down to a one-possession game.
Falcons, 34.
Well, I hear you say it all the time, partner. It comes back to that word trust, and they trusted in their offense to go get those 2 points, make this a one-score game. They do their job. Now one big play can change the entire outlook of this game for them.
Yeah, now it becomes about complementary football. As you said, the offense did their job. Now defense, can you not just get a stop? Can you get a turnover? Maybe take it to the house yourself. Either way, That conversion puts them one snap away from a totally different ball game.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Johnson with a return here. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Now the offense getting set to go for the Steelers. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they can really use some more points on this drive. First and 10 from the 32. Play fake. Here's Rodgers. Finds him on the crossing route. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field, because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he could transform a short completion into a big play.
Shotgun handoff to Warren. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And a fresh set of downs for Pittsburgh.
What a great sign to start the second half for this offense, because with a lead, well, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
First down. Here's Rodgers. Caught by Warren out of the backfield. And he's going to be hauled down at the 2. That sets up first and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
Breaking the huddle. Here's first and goal. Austin put in motion right. Warren has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
They just could not even find a slip of breathing room on that first down, and this is not an envious spot for this play caller to be in. I don't know what you go to now.
Trying again from the 2. It's second and goal. Back to Warren. And this time he gets in for the Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers lead by 14. Well, we've been saying it for years, Brock. If at first you don't succeed, try that run again.
You're exactly right. It's going to take more than one stop to deter those offensive coaches from calling another run play. They've got such faith in their group up front to leverage right at the point of attack and punch it in on the second time around.
Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Steelers lead by 15 now.
49. Falcons 34.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Alford now to return it. Making some progress here. Races past midfield. And he has it all the way down nearly to the red zone before going out of bounds.
Well, at this point, they're going to take points any way they can get him, and that includes on special teams. He's had a ton of kicks in his way, a bunch of returns today, and he nearly made him pay with that one.
The Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson getting set to begin another drive. And the last time they had it, they ran it down the field on him. I'd expect some better resistance up front if they try that again. Getting a pistol formation here first as they come to the line. Throwing for the pistol, Penix. Quick slant into the hands of Mooney. And he's taken down as they very quickly get into first and goal.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
At the 10-yard line.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. Here's Robinson. And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on first and goal.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Gotta forget about first down in a hurry. They need a chunk of yards here on second and goal. To the air with Penix. He's got London left side.
Penix's pass. Complete to Drake London. A gain of 3 yards. It's now third and goal.
Need a touchdown here as they line up for third and goal. Third and long for him here. And it's incomplete on third and goal.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
So yet again, they're turning to him to try to put 3 on the board. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And doing what they can against the lead as it's back down to 12.
Boy, that's a familiar path he's taken here. Now the 5th time he's run out and gotten the job done. I know. You'd rather have him be PATs, but it's been nice having that reliable leg to turn to all game long.
Out to kick it away. Here's Pinion. Johnson now on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. The Steelers and Aaron Rodgers headed back out on offense. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember. But as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Pittsburgh offense to the line. Here's first and 10. From the shotgun, here's Rodgers. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Second and 6 coming up here. Here's Rodgers. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. Not on the same page with his tight end. And it's third down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Throw here, third down. Gets this one to Freiermuth. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
For a Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
First down from the 42. Warren running between the tackles. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Brings up second and 7.
Last run got him 3. Here's second and 7. Warren once more. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Now Rodgers finds him over the middle. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, partner, from the 45. Trying an inside give to Warren. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is you put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Working out of the gun. Here's Rodgers. Throwing the out route complete. And he's down to the 36 with almost enough for that 1st down.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
3rd and 2, Rodgers. Completed over the middle. This does not get it. Looking short field, but the defender is there to force this 4th down.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the 1st down.
Facing 4th down, the Steelers opting for the field goal. Chris Boswell out to do the honors. From the right hash, 52 yards out. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And go ahead and make this a 15-point game now.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Here's Carter on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson getting set to begin another drive. And his production is carried over into this 2nd half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they placed upon him. Falcons getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he stops quickly here. 2 yards on the play. We've got 2nd and 8.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Here's Penix to throw. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. They strike for 23 yards. And that's a Falcon 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Here's Robinson up the middle. Well, even a great game is going to have its lesser moments. You can't get anything out of that carry. Stop for no gain.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Penix here from the gun. Escapes the pocket. He's going to keep it this time. And he's going to get this down to the 9. That puts him in goal to go.
A gain of 39 yards. And the Falcons, first down.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
No gain that time, and now it'll be second and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
And he's in. It's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons shrinking the lead some in the third. Michael Penix Jr. the touchdown. His third total score in this game. Wow, Brock, hard to imagine a more effective play in their entire playbook for that particular spot right there.
You know, you get in this red zone, Kate, you want the ball in the hands of the guys you do trust the most to score. In a lot of cases, well, you trust your quarterback, and all he did was add to that trust.
Gonzalez now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Falcons getting back to within one score.
52. Falcons 44.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Johnson with a return here. This makes it up to the 25. The Steelers and Jaylen Warren headed back out there offensively. And the first half scoring has continued so far in this second half as they try to keep the pace. All right, Steelers to the line now. 1st and 10. Off play action. Here's Rodgers. Cut out left. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Rodgers to throw. Jump off caught by his back. He gets up the edge to the 35. And it's a quality effort here as he's pushed out. Great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
First down, Warren. And it's almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of this. Tackled by Luke Ororo.
The one thing I can say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. They put Austin in motion left. Now here's Rodgers. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Putting the tight end in motion. Rodgers going to throw here. 3rd down. and makes the grab downfield. And he's going to have this one down to the 28. That one goes for 31 yards and a first down when all is said and done.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
From the gun, a give to Gainwell. They'll cobble together a yard there. A.J. Terrell making that stop.
If there's ever a play we can call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Rodgers off the play action. He tucks it and takes off. They gain 11 on that play, and the Steelers have a first down.
It's a gain of 11.
Well, there was no sense in taking a risk down the field when a first down was just a run away. They'll get to reset now and figure out just how they want to attack a new set of downs.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10. Warren here from the gun. Some good running here as he gets him 7 on that first down carry. A very active quarter for us. Plenty of points in that frame as we reach the end of 3. It's the Steelers with the ball. They are leading, but not by a lot. After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes 2nd and 2. Now they're looking to throw with Rodgers. He's got it. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. Pat Fryermuth, the touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Boswell to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Steelers lead by 15 now.
59. Falcons 44.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Alford now to return it. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Now here come the Falcons on offense. And they just saw that lead stretch out to a 2-score margin now. Really makes this a must-score series late.
And Kate, you know I believe this. You can never play this game in a state of desperation, but a state of urgency got to be at sky high right now.
Starting out trips right here. 1st and 10. Penix working from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play.
This overwhelming pressure and these sacks after sacks after sacks. Well, it's built this lead, and you know it's the way they want to finish it.
After the sack, let's see what the offense does here. 2nd and 18 coming up. On the shotgun, Penix. Flush out, pressure's there, and he goes down again. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a 3rd down.
Some squads you just see love to do this, Kate, and I've got so much respect for defensive coordinators who late in the game, instead of playing prevent, well, they step up the aggression meter. Back-to-back sacks puts this offense and this quarterback way off schedule.
Steelers in the dime for this 3rd down. Here he goes, 3rd and long. He's going to loft one deep to the left. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
You never, ever, as an offense, like 3 and outs, Kate, but you really don't like them on 3rd down when you throw into tight coverage like that. Got to manufacture a better look.
The Falcons getting ready for the punt. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. The Steelers and Aaron Rodgers headed back out on offense. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. First down now, ball at the 33. Rodgers from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. That's going to push him back for 2nd down.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the 1st sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
Things already looking a good bit tougher here. It is 2nd and 17 after the sack. To throw is Rodgers. He's got a man left. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 12.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. 3rd and long for him here. As that one falls incomplete, all eyes shifting to the flag that was thrown. If it's defensive, they've got a 1st down here. So after the call, defense in a much different spot. Instead of forcing a 4th down, it's back to 1st. They got the interference call on 3rd down, and that keeps this drive going with a new set of downs. Here's Rodgers on 1st and 10. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Picked off by A.J. Terrell.
Okay, I think you can almost sense a little bit of a hesitant spark out there. Nobody is going to get too excited. You're still down 2 scores, but there's a little flash of hope, a little flash of optimism. Their defense just gave the offense by taking the ball away.
The Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson getting set to begin another drive. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. First down from the 42. Penix now. Put the body on the line for his team. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Robinson on the inside give. they will score. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Now a point after to bring it back within 1 score. The kick is good, and they've moved back within a possession in the 4th.
The score, Steelers 59, Falcons 51.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. On return, here's Gainwell. He dodged the tackle. This manages to get just beyond that 30-yard line. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to 1 score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. New set of downs for him from the 31. First down throw here by Rodgers. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Now Rodgers finds him over the middle. And he's short the first after a mild gain.
Textbook hitch route. He's hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Okay, this is a low-ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Here he is on 3rd and short. This finds its target. That's Metcalf. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
First down from the 42. They'll hand it off to Ward. Rolling into enemy territory. Here he goes again. And he has the Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers have a commanding 14-point lead now in the 4th. And yet again, he's made a trip to the end zone, his 5th on the ground. Now just one more return visit away from tying that NFL single-game record. Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers lead by 15 now.
Steelers 66, Falcons 51.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Here's Carter on the return. And decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. Here's the Falcon offense headed out. This could be the decisive drive. Down 2 scores late. They've got to find some points to get it back within 1. First call here coming from the shotgun. To the air with Penix. To the right side and reeled in by London. And he will wind up out of bounds after a first down gain of right around 3 yards.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
2nd and 6 coming up here. On the give, here's Robinson. He's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. That's a pickup of 9. And that is good enough for Atlanta. First down.
And the Falcons, first down.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Throwing Penix. He'll try and run this. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
A gain of 9 yards.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47. Penix now to throw. He calls his own number again. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
Kid, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But the net's the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Penix here from the gun. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up 3rd down.
There was almost no resistance offered against the rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
7th play of the drive now as they need a yard here on 3rd down. Penix on the sneak. And he's able to get this down to the 36. A gain of a lone yard, but Brock, that's all they needed. First down.
That's another Falcons first down.
Everybody understood the assignment right there. For one guy, the quarterback, get the snap and make the marker. For the other 10, drive like mad, push like crazy, and create that space for the first.
1st and 10 around to Robinson. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Here's Penix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
I think we've reached the point of the game, Kate, where I've got to make my PSA. Protect the quarterback, and quarterback, protect yourself.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Throwing for the pistol, Penix. Throwing this one back of the end zone. We'll put way too much on that one, Brock. Over the end zone and out. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Great play defensively there to just get a hand in there and deny that touchdown.
That's exactly right. Active hands and aggressive mindset. As a DB, you've got to assume that every throw is going to be a touchdown. And you're the last line of defense, the guy that's got to make the play on the ball, and he just did.
It's far enough, but no good. He sent it just a little bit right. And this stays a 15-point game.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The Steelers and Jaylen Warren headed back out there offensively. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones. Continuing to hit this defense, more good numbers well into this second half. The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here with Warren. Escapes the defender. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And a fresh set of downs for Pittsburgh.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
First down, here's Rodgers. Gets him on the end route. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Warren quick on the draw. This time they've got him. He can't break another tackle. He will go down behind the line.
As a play caller, Kate, I would always be a little cautious of a first down draw. I like it better when that defense is anticipating pass. Well, and they were only anticipating getting the backfield and making that running back feel the pain.
On 2nd down, Warren. Next snap coming inside the red zone, Brock. He picks up 9 on the play.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Working out of the gun. Here's Rodgers. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd at long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable in an incomplete.
Facing 4th down, the Steelers opting for the field goal. Chris Boswell out to do the honors. This from 30 yards out. Boswell able to knock it through. And it's a 3-score game now, an 18-point lead.
I think you can call this one, okay, this field goal makes it a 3-score game, and even the most improbable comeback attempts are going to have a hard time erasing that type of deficit here in the final quarter.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Here's Carter on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. Here's Atlanta ready to take over possession. And scoring hasn't been the issue for him, Brock, but it has been impossible to hold pace with the offense on the other side of this football field.
And we know they can't get this all back in one play, but they better do it with a sense of urgency.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Here's Penix to throw. He'll try to set up the screen. Here's Robinson. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can you get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
And bring the tight end left. On 2nd down, Robinson. And that's not what the offense dialed up. They stick him for a loss. It's going to be 3rd down.
Give some credit to the defense on that one. We don't see him get fooled into making the wrong read very often in the RPO. That's why the RPO, in fact, is part of their game to begin with. He normally makes the right call. He didn't do it there.
This drive is in trouble. Got to figure out 3rd and 12. To the air on 3rd and long. And that one's too far in front of them, so now they're facing 4th down.
That is just a nice stretch of some reps there defensively. And really one of the areas when you watch college game to the NFL game that there is a vast difference. And that's the tightness of coverage. These windows of opportunity are small, and they could not find a completion.
I can't blame them looking at that scoreboard, right? Might as well go for this on 4th down. Desperation time here. And that's going to wind up incomplete as their gamble doesn't pay off. They're going to turn this one over on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
The Steeler offense set to get back on the field. Even though they've got a 3-score lead, still a lot of time left, so they're going to try to grow it even further. Pittsburgh offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Rodgers. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down after a short gain.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 19-yard line.
This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Now a shotgun handoff to Gainwell. And whatever they were trying to do there is not going to work. Defenders all over it, so they take him down for a loss. Their dominance against this ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
Rodgers going to throw here, 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers keep adding to that 4th-quarter lead. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They're just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
Boswell to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers grow their lead yet again.
Steelers 76, Falcons 51.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Alford now to return it. Showing a little burst so far. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. The Falcons ready for their next possession. Their failure on 4th down was answered by a touchdown, so they're really going to need to rebuild some momentum as they take the field once again. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Mooney will go in motion left. Beginning on the ground with Algier. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
From the shotgun, Penix. The left side is caught by Pitts. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like the 40-yard line.
To number 8, Kyle Pitts. It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. Steelers bringing pressure. No place to go. Down he goes. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they've made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes. And it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
That's the line. He's going to run for it. Wow, what a call. They wind up with 12 on 4th down. They pull off the conversion.
I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning in Pittsburgh. Falcons hoping to make it look a little better before time runs out. The ball's on the 48. Here we go. 1st down. Here's a handoff for Algier. And he's going to have this one down to the 37. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a Falcon 1st down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Going to the ground again on 1st. Had some room to work, and he took advantage, given 7. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3. On the option, it's Algier. And that totally goes nowhere. They didn't even get back to the line. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, we call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
This is going to be play number 8 of this drive as they set up for 3rd and 5. Penix working from the gun. Gets this one to London. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be its 2nd. And they're still going to have 1 left at their disposal.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. A gift to Algier on the inside handoff. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Penix looking to pass. Completed over the middle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. The Falcons take a timeout to their final 1. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Penix now. Too far out of the
There's not a quarterback alive that enjoys throwing it away on third down. But that's a good case right there of live to play another day. Live to play another series and don't put the ball in harm's way.
Hands are tied. Gotta have it on this fourth down. Trying for it with Penix. No good. The pass goes incomplete, and that lengthy drive ends with nothing but a turnover on downs.
Hey, I get it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
All right, Steelers to the line now. 1st and 10. Counterplay here, Warren. And the drive starts out small, just 1 yard on that play. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Well, Brock, the fans, all right, here we go, Steelers, as they take the win on the North Shore. And they weren't afraid to keep running up that score to the point that records came and went on the way to victory. Their point total, Brock, actually eclipsed the old record of 72 points in a game, which was held by Washington since 1966. Now a new record stands, one of the great offensive showings we have ever seen. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Pittsburgh.